So this next part is going to be doing the reverse of what we just did, and I believe this is a little bit easier than what we just did. But the question is, what acid and base are going to be needed to make the salts from the following neutralization reaction? So here is the water, here is the salt, here is the water, here is the salt. Okay, so here are the steps to do this. We're going to be doing the reverse steps. So find the charges of the salt using the reverse crisscross method. So how many K's do I have? I have 1. So that means this is going to be a -1. Remember, NO3 is a polyatomic, so I don't have 3 here. I actually have 1 NO3, so it's going to be a positive there. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to split my water. Remember, water can split into H plus and OH minus. So we split the water into H plus and the OH minus, and we're also going to split the compound into its ions. We're going to ignore the subscripts for now. So that means I'm going to have a K plus and an NO3 minus. So now, let's write our arrow over here. And remember, we're trying to combine an acid and a base. Acids begin with H plus, bases end with OH minus. So we're going to combine the H plus, this right here, not with the OH minus, but with the other negative ion. The H plus is going to group up with this right here. So this is going to be HNO3 minus. And then the K and the OH will be combining because, remember, opposites attract. We have to use the opposite sign. So we're combining the H plus with a negative ion, the OH with a positive ion. The OH combines with the positive ion. And now we have a K plus and OH minus. Use the crisscross method to make legal acids and bases. So in this case, this is a positive and a negative, a positive and negative. Those match and those match. That's what we have here. So we are going to be using nitric acid, and we're going to be using this base, which is named after the potassium, and this is going to be potassium, and the name of the OH is going to be the hydroxide ion. So what I'd like you to do is, if you can now try this on your own to see if you can do this next molecule. So pause now and use these steps to determine what acid and what base you need for this. Okay, hopefully you attempted that. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to find the charges of the salt. So using the reverse crisscross. So that means my aluminum is going to be a 3 plus, and that's going to be a 2 minus charge. We're going to split the water into my H pluses and my OH minuses. We're going to split the compound. Okay, again, we're ignoring the subscripts, into Al3 plus, and we have my CO3 2 minus. So we're going to try to create my acid. My acids always begin with H plus, and my bases are going to end in OH minus. So we've used this one, okay, and we've used this one here, okay, and we can't combine the aluminum with the hydrogen because they're both positively charged. So that means I can only use the CO3 2 minus. Okay, negative will not combine with negative, so the positive has to combine with a negative. So I'm going to have my aluminum over here like this. So now I have created these compounds, but I need to make them legal by using the crisscross method. So with this, the charge here is a 1, so there's going to be a 1 right there. And when using the crisscross, this is going to make it H2CO3. And to that, we have OH with a 3. Question is, do I just put a 3 there? The answer would be no, because I have multiple polyatomics, just like I have an OH with a 2 over here. So I have to put parentheses around the OH and the 3 on the outside there. The charge of the OH is 1, so my aluminum, I'm going to have 1 of my aluminums here. Okay, so this is this equation. However, we want to try to balance this as well because I produced 6 waters from this. And you might notice that if I get 6 waters, how many hydrogens do I need to produce 6 waters? I need 6 H's, and I'm going to need to have 6 OH's. How do I get 6 H's? I'm going to have 3 of this molecule. How do I get 6 OH's? I'm going to have 2 times 3 to give me my 6 OH's. And so what is the acid and the base that's needed right here? This is going to be carbonic acid, named after the carbon. And this is going to be aluminum, because I have my aluminum here. And OH is going to be my hydroxide ion. There's another one we can do just for practice, and it is going to be, how do we make water and calcium chloride? I'm going to pause, see if we can do this one, which should be a little bit easier than this one right here. Okay, coming back, we're going to split these again into my H plus and my OH minus. I'm going to figure out my charges by doing the reverse crisscross over here. Doing the reverse crisscross, I get a 2 plus, and this will give me a minus over here. So I'm going to split this, but I'm going to ignore the subscripts, and I'm going to have calcium with a 2 plus and a chlorine with a minus. Okay, what's going to produce this over here? I need an acid, which begins with an H plus, and I need a base, which ends in an OH minus. You're going to combine the ion with the opposite charge. What we'll combine with the positive is the negative. What we'll combine with the negative is the positive. Okay, I'm going to pause again right here for you to try to create legal compounds and to balance the reactions. Well, if you take a look at the H plus and the Cl minus, those balance with each other. However, these are not balanced, so I need to do the crisscross. This will give me OH2, like this. There's one OH, so that means it's going to be a subscript of a 1 there, but we're not going to put that there. So now look what I have. I have 2 OHs, and I have 1 water. Well, if I have 2 OHs, I'm going to need to have 2 H's. In order to have those 2 H's here, I have to have the 2 H's here. How many waters will I end up with? I will end up with 2. So the next item you guys are going to be working on is going to be the neutralization reactions on the lab, neutralizations lab.